Okay, so good morning.
Good
As you know,
morning.
I was observed you recently, and I just wanted to provide some feedback. And so, first of all, I wanted to ask you what worked for you and your students in the lesson today.
Well, when I was in the classroom teaching the lesson, I was teaching them how to respond in complete sentences. Because sometimes the kids just respond with one word, and I try to encourage them to do it all in complete sentences because that's our goal, to do that. And then they were retelling the story uh, about something that we were doing in the classroom a day before, and they were retelling the story.
Okay.
And then I tell them to come. Some of the students come in pairs and tell me what had happened in the story about the pictures.
Okay. Okay, I see. And then, what would you do differently if you taught the lesson again? Would there be anything that you would do differently?
When I was retell the story, I'm just looking for the words first, what happened first, and then what happened next, and what happened at the end of the story, because they need to think about it in a sequence. That was our goal too, get them to get in a sequence for the story, to remember what happened at the beginning of the story, at the middle of and at the end. But the thing that I say, well, maybe to do it better is if I go in front of the class, stay in front of the kids, and then have more kids participating. Not only just a few more kids coming and talk, because some of them are shy and,
Right.
and they don't know how to do it, and then coming with another one they can talk and put it in pairs, and more kids participate on that.
Okay, so that's a good segue into what was going to be my feedback, and what you said was to have more students in front. I mean, you're being in front
Right.
and having students, look at you and think that that would work better, because some of the kids who have, attention issues, they seem a little bit distracted. But my feedback is that, I enjoyed being in your classroom, and students still seem to enjoy the lesson, and they seem to really like being able to share their part of it. And I think you did a great job with redirecting them when they were like, you kept reiterating when they said something that was not, that you weren't looking for. You were saying, but you asked the question over and over again. I think your prompting was really good. So, so that's my feedback. Do you have any questions or?
Oh, well, some suggestions about how to do it better in a different topic and a different story. I don't know, when I would read aloud, can you give me some suggestions to do it better on that?
Well, I think that, like I mentioned, like if you were in the front, and then perhaps maybe calling on students, and maybe that's what you did, because I came in at a certain point, but calling on different students, those who you mentioned who are a little bit shy, because I think that helps them with their, to be more motivated if they're called on to like do it where students are not necessarily the ones who are more likely to raise their hand, or those that you usually call on, just to call on those, especially the ones, so if you were seated in the front, the ones who are inattentive, to call on them.
Okay.
Even though sometimes that's a little bit difficult for a teacher, because that they most likely are not going to have the right answer.
Right.
But it does help them for the next time.
Okay.
Like the next story that you do to, it will help them to remember, well, Mrs. Wiegman might just call on me, and I need to be paying attention. So.
Okay, thank you for your suggestions.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. It will help a lot.
You're welcome.
Thank you.